all going through the same thing as I am every day, waking up, looking at your phone, seeing what the next horror was, the latest atrocity, the latest war crime, the latest lie, the latest depraved video put out by the coward soldiers that invaded Gaza, reveling in the genocide and stolen property, in the death. I mean, fuck, what the fuck is going on, right? It's insane. And I guess the only thing you can do now, other than what you're doing and fighting, is letting this moment radicalize you. Because how else is it possible that this government, you know, the most powerful country in the world, with the most powerful military in the world, is allowing that to happen, is giving the weapon? How is that possible? That we are giving them the money, the weapons, the political support, you know, that veto at the UN was just mentioned, and the lies? I mean, to know that Israeli soldiers went into a hospital with an infant ICU unit and ordered those doctors at gunpoint to leave or die. And those soldiers looked at those infants in those incubators and decided that they should starve and suffer and rot for days. And then the spokesperson for the State Department can go in front of the press and say with a straight face, Israel does not hurt civilians on purpose. How is that possible? The targeted assassination of journalists. Our brother who was just killed got a phone call and said, we're gonna fucking kill you. And then they drop a missile on his house. Over 60 journalists have gotten that phone call or been directly targeted with their families. And everyone knows they did it. Everyone knows they bombed the hospitals. Everyone knows they target journalists. Everyone knows they target people for a social media post they don't like and murder them. And the United States can just continue to lie, to cover their ass, and then send them more and more and more and more weapons. How is that possible? That kind of evil cannot be explained by just, it's the Israeli lobby. You know, they got a lot of lobbyists in Congress. That is another level of evil and sadism that you can't explain by just, you know, giving John Fetterman $100,000 to do some social media posts. It's something deeper. What is the one reason that the U.S. is doing this and letting Israel do it? It's because the U.S. wants to control the Middle East. Why do they want to control the Middle East? Because they got oil, they got minerals, they got resources, they got countries in that region that stood up from colonialism and said, we don't want to be colonial subjects anymore. We want to be independent and chart our own path. And that's the United States said, hey, we need an attack dog like Israel in the Middle East that we get pumped full of fucking weapons and use them every time we need them. And if they want to do their own crazy shit on the side, we'll protect them while we do it, as long as they are our garrison outpost in the Middle East. Why does the U.S. want to dominate the Middle East? For the oil and the minerals and the resources and crushing independent movements, not for you. Not so you can live a better life, not so you can have some kind of higher standard of living, but for the rich, not the 1%, the 0.1%, not even the 0.01%. That's what all of this is for. That's what the 800 military bases are for. That's why our military bigger than the next 10 fucking militaries combined. That's what it's for. It's for them. It's for this tiny, pampered, elite class who never has to suffer 1 ounce, never has to work for anything. That's why the United States is letting Israel slaughter 1,000 people a day, half of them children. If that does not radicalize you, then nothing else will. We have to fight now for a ceasefire. That's our immediate demand.